Hi, everyone. Welcome to Nodע, a podcast about building startups in the post-AI era. I'm reading from a page because we're not really ready for this yet. This is the first time we're doing this in English. We did a few episodes in Hebrew, and we're trying to improve our game. So we are about building startups we're both entrepreneurs and deep in the AI scene and trying to understand what it means to build a startup in this day and age with all the tooling and everything. Then today we'll talk about AI fatigue or agent fatigue, right? We're just both Sharon and me, I'll introduce us soon, but we're both tired of all this shit, but also can't let it go. Is that the right way to put it? So I'm Ron. I founded Fredo AI, an AI productivity bot a few years ago. I'm not doing that anymore, but I'm still in the space. And Sharon, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, I'm Sharon Shineberg. I'm an entrepreneur and a consultant in innovation. And startup was Lezel. That was a AI cannabis startup, and started in 2019. Before that, I was helping a lot of startups in the Israel scene. I started 2 other startups in the last 10 years.
Okay, I'm a bit nervous. Again, I don't know. We've done this before, but thinking this in English.
It's the first time in English.
Anyway, I won't get into too much fluff. Just if you enjoyed the episode and you want to follow and get more episodes, we'll put a link to a WhatsApp group, to like a silent WhatsApp group in the comments, so you can get the episode and the usual like and subscribe on YouTube as well. So Sharon, what are we talking about today?
Well, today you are texting me, and I was like, I'm too tired to talk. And that was after I was spending around 3 hours trying to fix the agent I built that was supposed to do something but wasn't doing something. And like the agent was supposed to save me time, end up costing me my whole day and all of my attention. And then after we talked, and we see we were both in the same problem, right? And we guess that we are not the only ones that are facing with this thing, right?
Yeah.
And
it's funny you said attention, but it really brought me to one of my first experiments with OpenClaw. I played with OpenClaw for several months and was really excited for the potential. And I felt like I had it was like 100x my best productivity ever, right? When I was using it. But of course, it always broke. And I had to fix it manually at first, or with GPT's help. I installed Cloud Code in order to help me fix OpenClaw, all this nonsense. But what really took me right now is like you said attention, right? I think we both agree it's like the most precious resource in the universe. So I tried to program my OpenClaw agent to save my attention. So I told him, my attention is most valuable. Don't give me half answers. Do real work and keep an attention budget. Every day when I wake up, I had like reset my attention budget to 10 points, 10 credits. And every action I do with OpenClaw reduces 1 point. And when I get to 0, I can't work with it. So this was mechanism I tried to protect myself from being a slave to this mechanism. It semi worked at first, not always. But then, of course, it totally broke like everything else. So I'm now... Sharon said he's tired. I'm now on an official vacation from agents. It's probably going to last a few weeks or a month or two. I know I'm going to get back into it, but I turned off my OpenClaw instance the other day because I don't want to be bothered by it.
Yeah, but like, 2 months ago, like until now, I was on the side. I didn't want to go into programming with AI. Right. A few months ago, I found like the first magic. I was on Instagram or something like that, or like on a WhatsApp group. I got a message and that talking about this new crazy AI mirrorfish. They can do simulation and prediction, and was like, oh my God, this is magic. I must have this. Right, and the only way.
The dream. What did you think you can accomplish with it?
Well, what I do is I do a lot of analyzation of companies and markets, and so this platform was supposed to give you like a way to program simulation of markets and run it and see how the players will behave. And for me, it was like a magic toy, right? I was desperately wanted to make it work. Okay.
You were a very early adopter of that, right?
I think one of the first people in the first 2 weeks of when the project launched. So it launches after like 24 hours or 48 hours, they got like 40,000 stars on GitHub and had like all these kind of mentions everywhere. And was like, okay, this is like the time to go for it, to understand it. And it took me like 2 weeks, like to try desperately to make it work, right? And it didn't. I didn't get any like real results. Like even the test I did, it was like very redundant. And of course, the first thing I thought it was me. Then I went back to all the sources that I read about Mirrorfish, and I looked at the comment, and I saw that I wasn't the only one that was suffering from trying to figure out how good this was. But it launched me into like, I got like the first dip of trying to build my own agent. So I wait for it and start doing with Claude and start programming my own agent. And the first thing I was trying to do, because attention is the scarce resource, I was trying to create the perfect task manager app for myself. Right? For years, for like 15 years, I was like, had like fantasies about how the perfect system will work. It will work with my Apple ecosystem, and it will make everything for me, to make everything as intuitively as possible. And after 2 days of working with it, it worked, and it was magic. It was magic.
You talked about it. I remember you were saying like that was solved. It solved your pain, like heaven, right? Productivity heaven.
After 3 days, it messed up all of my to-do list. It like really, it makes up its own rules, right? It went wrong completely. I needed to stop it, and I wasn't able to stop it like really, because I don't know how to write code. And for me talking to Claude and explain to him, and then like all of that playing with code, not really understanding code, right, was making it very hard.
Yeah, so tools are giving a lot of power to everybody, and including people who don't really know what to do with it. And just Sharon is not a programmer, right? But I have a technical background. I did many years of programming and system architecture. For me, it was like I felt wonderful. I felt like I understand all the technical architecture of how to build systems. I don't want to do all the hard work. And here is something that will listen to me, communicate to me on the architecture level, and just magically build the code for me, right? I actually, that was the vision. I haven't even gotten to the actual point of doing it, but that was the dream. But I think my summary, my interim summary is we're not there yet, but it is coming. I think the vision that you and I are imagining, it's not far away. We're just early adopters, so we none of the early shit.
Listen, it was, it's an amazing experiment. It's an amazing experience. For example, my girlfriend speaks Spanish, right? And sometimes in the morning she writes for me in Spanish, and I'm supposed to translate, and I don't have power for it, so I hook up the WhatsApp to the agent that will automatically translate everything that she said to me in Spanish, and that was amazing. I felt like a superhero, and that's we feel like superheroes, but it's not real. It's like it's almost.
The topic was AI fatigue, but it's also like the lie of AI, right? There is like a sort of a lie that AI can do everything. For me, I personally want to focus this podcast not just in AI systems and GPT and chat, but like on the next level of agents, and specifically what I like to call co-founder agents, right? That's a personal passion of mine. I have a Hebrew WhatsApp group dedicated to that. So what's a co-founder agent? It's basically like a human co-founder that takes responsibility of an entire segment of the business, of the startup, and it is independent. It doesn't rely on you to activate him, but rather he runs and activates you when needed. So I'm waiting for these kind of agents, and basically for the CEO. I want the CEO, because I don't want to be the CEO of anything. I don't really want to be a founder. I just want to be the board member who sets the direction, and the AI should go where I say. I think I was going somewhere with this speech, but the AI lie is I'm okay. Just a personal note to the crowd, right? I'm a unique type of founder, right? I have manic depression, bipolar. Half the time I'm depressed. Other times I'm hypomanic, and I don't have sustained energy to invest in my startups 16 hours a day like most founders do. So my fantasy was with some magic will happen that combines AIs and humans and whatnot. So I can just, again, set a direction, maybe fund it, maybe put some money, but something will grow out of it. So I call it the AI lie because right now it's not there yet. But I honestly believe that in 1 or 2 years, this will be the reality.
Right now, there's a lot of systems that are already trying to be there, right? But as you know, I still think some part of these things are a lie. Okay, I tell you one example is that like for my experience. Okay, I know I talk about my experience. Okay, so I built this WhatsApp agent. Right, I woke up in the next morning. I was out of tokens. Right, because the system ran out and worked very hard. And
consider yourself lucky. I read today about a company that found out that in 1 month they burned $500 million worth of tokens without noticing.
no, yeah, I'm saying that's a good point. But thank you for that. It's not $500 million, but still the experience is that I build it, but I need to pay for maintaining it. You know, I still need to pay to maintain the system that I'm building, right? And I build it FS. I wasn't focused like 100% on what like how to build it. I was 100% focused about what I need, but I wasn't 100% focused about how to build it correctly, right? And then I needed to know about architecture, of how to build an architecture correctly, and how to build, and how created the database, and then I was like 4 days obsessing over Obsidian and finding out how to use that. Now I know how to use Obsidian. That's a great tool, by the way. I strongly recommend. And it's a loop of non-stop podcast tutorials, like courses, trying to figure out how to do it correctly, trying to understand open source projects and how to implement them, right? And the experience is I was working very hard on the AI, on the agent. Then I was very tired, exhausted. So I sit down and watch some Instagram or something like that to calm down. And the only thing in my feed was how to do the cloud code.
You're stuck in a loop.
And I was stuck in a loop, and I was scrolling, and then I found, here is a solution, right? Going, checking it out, reading the documents, reading the thing, watching a YouTube on it, reading the comments, because I know that you need to read comments now about everything you're doing here, and I'm exhausted.
I think there are a lot of rabbit holes. There are a lot of places where you go into.
Yeah.
Like easy at first and promise, and you get this satisfaction loop, right? You get dopamine at first because you succeed, but then it starts breaking down, and then you try to fix it and you try to fix it, and before you know it, it's like two weeks later, and you've done nothing productive.
Yep. That sums it up.
Oh, there's no golden Bible on how to do it. There's like many emerging things and trends and whatever, famous people, Karpati tweets becomes a trend, but it's
what's if I'm using like a software, like a third-party software, and something doesn't work out, I just go to the tutorials, right? But if I made the software myself, there's no tutorials. I need to figure out how to fix it myself, and it's not as simple. And like I use like a lot of tokens that will solve my problems, but then I got addicted to tokens, right? That's one of the big things here. I
think we are both in this AI fatigue phase. I want to ask you a question, and then after you answer, I want to answer it myself. So maybe you're not in the right state for this question, but out of the many, many tools you've tried, after you rest, right? You're probably going to need a few days or weeks, or I don't know what to rest. But after you recover, what has you most excited to try when you get back in the game? Because I assume you're going to get back in the game soon.
Yeah, I tell you what, okay? I will tell you a story. So I had this somebody that I worked with, and he used to send me this document to do. And it usually will take me like 3 weeks until I will send them back the documents, right? Like fill them up exactly the way you wanted. So, and last Tuesday, he sent me like the document at 8 in the morning. 8:15, it was already in his inbox, like full, completely perfect, right? And it was all done automatically by my system, right?
Uh-huh.
And he was like amazed, and it was like magic. And so
that
so
was
there's so many
specific agent. It's like the system you built with the agents.
Yeah, it's a system. It's a system that I build. Like I had like one thing that goes to the email, then other one that is managing all my files or all my action items, so he knows like if this project is coming, what to do with it, how to handle it.
That is a proprietary thing that you made. It's not one of the specific systems.
No, it's something I made for my from. So the way I work with Claude, maybe it's important to know, is like I look at what I'm doing, right, and I'm trying to automate as much as possible as I can. Sort of that's the mindset of what I'm trying to do. Right, it's like I see all the time what I'm doing and try to automate it.
Which reminds me, actually, you wrote your first code, right? The Claude skill, which I installed.
I shared my first code. Yeah, that was my first time.
Nice. You're, congrats. Do you want to tell us what this code Claude skill does?
Yeah, so basically it's, because of the same problem that we have right here, that we spend a lot of time on stuff we don't need to do, right? So it's like a campus. So you tell them what is your goal, and it will pay attention to see if you spend too much time about stuff you don't need to do, and will orient you.
Focus on what it's really important to you.
Yeah, so it's like you tell them what is your goals, what you're trying to achieve, and when you do something, it's asking you why, like how is this connected to what you want to do. So first of all, it makes you be on focus about what you want to do. For example, if I'm working right now on the WhatsApp agent, it's asking me why I'm working on this and see if it is like the first priority.
When does it trigger? Like when does it ask you why are you working?
So I'm starting it and I'm starting working. So I did I did like on the start of our conversation, he's working in the background.
Okay, now I don't want to dive too deeply into that, but you sent me. You sent this to me, and I think I replied, I'm going to try it out, but I'm currently on AI vacation because I'm too tired, so I'm not really using any AI tools right now. But let's see in a few weeks when I return.
By the way, this was the first time one of my good friends that is a very, very, like a very good programmer, let's say. And I sent it to him, and he wrote me like a PR complete back, like he sent me like a complete document on how to fix it, like what is the bugs and how and all of the architecture problems I did with the file. And it's like there's so much things to know, to keep learning here, to be good in this.
Which existing tool are you excited to explore? And you talked about your infrastructure.
Yeah, that's one of the things I'm looking for.
You have an existing tool that you're interested in exploring?
Yeah, I forgot the name of it. Like it is one system that I got like 50,000 credit to run it. It's like a full sweep of agents platform. So it's a platform that it's like a platform like the co-founder that we tried the last podcast.
Right.
The co-founder platform is a software that enables you to run agent that runs your company. It didn't work as expected, or did it?
So you want to explore that later?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to see how you can help a creative entrepreneur take all the heavy load out of them, right? So they can like create. And this is the systems I'm looking forward to see more.
So Sharon, or whoever is watching, will find out the name of the system, and we'll put a link to it in the description of the podcast. And my answer to this question is actually the cofounder.co, right? Cofounder.co is a system that I got really, really excited about. And actually, I think the system didn't fail me. It's not like it broke. The developers are very responsive via the Discord channel. And I think what failed me is my own limitation. right? As I said, I have this bipolar and I have many different things I'm doing. I'm not focused on this. So I think I expect too much of it at this point. So, but I am looking forward to continue building and testing this system. And actually, I want to tell about the new project. I think I told you about this, Sean. I want to launch this interesting, let's call it open source learning opportunity for agents. Mm-hmm. So I've been talking to several people, right? Sharon and this friend and that friend, and people seem to want to work and explore and learn and build something real with AI, right? But it's all very complicated, and we need the attention and we need persistence. I thought, why don't we just do it as a group collaborative open source project, right? We can just and we'll put another link in the description of the video if you're interested. But basically the thing is, we're going to gather whoever wants to participate. We're going to pick a topic, basically a mini micro product that we're interested in building. I have an idea for a habit app or a game, but it can be whatever the group agrees on. So we'll have some concrete deliverable, and then we can just start working together as an open source with all the latest AI tools. And we can experiment, we can try different tools, we can collaborate. And then the primary goal is to learn how to use these agent systems, because it's together as a group, not to be alone with this.
That's a good point. Not to, like the experience is very lonely, right? Because usually you work, like you have agent, but the agent you don't go to coffee with your agent.
Yeah.
So you have like an extra lonely experience in this space.
Yeah, I mean I think yeah.
I'm excited. This is great, and it's like I have somebody that I talked to before this conversation that was into this kind of project, and I wanted to suggest it myself. So
again, I want to call to the listener or viewer, if you're interested in learning, right? First and foremost, learning by doing, and learning from others and teaching also. Please check the description. We'll put some link there so you can join a new group that will open, and just let's do it. Let's learn together.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do it. Okay. I think it's a good point to finish it. Finish this podcast. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's very close to action.
Yeah. Okay. So next time, hopefully, we'll start with a new project.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. We're both dynamic people, right? So what's interested in us now, we may find other interesting things in a month and then come back to it. But we're exploring, right? We don't know where we're going. This is the Nodà, right? Nodà in Hebrew means the unknown. This is Sharon's name, by the way. He came up with the name. And I think it's... thank you for being with us on this journey.
Thank you very much. See you next time.
Ciao.